Daf Yomi Tractate Sanhedrin, page 56b, and it's not from the top of the page, as usual, because I went into it a good amount, a few lines. So the top of the page was Rav Hanani ben Gamla, so you go down a few lines, and after it says Rabbi Elazar Omer, Afal Klaim. So just start from there, even though it was a little bit before, but a little bit after. But so the words Rabbi Elazar Omer from there. Afal Klaim, Mutar b'neinach l'bosh Klaim v'l'zor Klaim ve'en asurin ela b'harbas behema u'b'rechavas ilan. Rabbi Elazar says the descendants of Noah were also commanded concerning the prohibition of diverse kinds. Nevertheless, it is permitted for the descendants of Noah to wear diverse kinds of wool and linen, and to sow diverse kinds of seeds together. And they are prohibited only with regard to breeding diverse species of animals and grafting diverse species of trees. And the Gemara asks, Menahani Mili, from where are these matters derived? So where are these matters, being the Noachide mitzvot, where are they derived from? Rabbi Yochanan says, it is from that which the verse states, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but from the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat from it, for on the day that you eat from it you shall die. Genesis 2:16 and 17. Vayitzav elu ahadinin v'chein hu omer ki yedativ leman asher yitzaveh et beno v'gomer. The verse is interpreted homiletically as follows: with regard to the term and commanded, these are the courts of judgment. And so it states in another verse, for I have known him, to the end that he may command his children and his household after him, that they may keep the way of the Lord to do righteousness and justice. Genesis 18:19. Hashem zu birkas Hashem, v'chein hu omer nokev shem Hashem mos yumas, el Elohim zu avoid zoreh, וכן הוא אומר לא יהיה לך אלוהים אחרים על האדם זה שפיכת דמים וכן הוא אומר שפך דם אדם. With regard to the term the Lord, this alludes to blessing the name of God. That means the opposite. And so it states in another verse, and he who blasphemes the name of the Lord should be put to death. Leviticus 24:16. God, this alludes to idol worship, and so it states, you shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 20, verse 2. This alludes to bloodshed, and so it states, one who sheds the blood of man, by man his blood shall be shed. Genesis 9:6. Lay more. Zug le'ayos, v'chein oimer le'mor le'hein yishalach ish es yishto v'lacha me'ito והייתה לאיש אחר והלכה מאיתו והייתה לאיש אחר מכל עץ הגן לא גזל אכול תאכל ולא אבן מן החי. With regard to the term saying, this alludes to forbidden sexual relations. Lamor is Gili Rayas. How do you get that? I don't know. And so it states, saying, if a man sends his wife and she goes from him and become another man's, will that land not be greatly polluted? But you have played the harlot with many lovers. Jeremiah 3:1. Of every tree of the garden alludes to the fact that one may partake only of items that are permitted to him as they belong to him, and he may not partake of the stolen items. You may freely eat alludes to the fact that one may eat fruits, but not a limb from a living animal. When Rav Yitzchak came from Eretz Yisrael, when Rav Yitzchak came from Eretz Yisrael to Babylonia, he taught two of the expositions the opposite order, and commanded these this alludes to idol worship. God, this alludes to courts of judgment. The Gemara asks, granted, the source of the exposition, God, meaning Elohim, this alludes to the courts of judgment. It is clear, as is written, then the master of the house shall come near to the judges, and it says Elohim there. Exodus 22, verse 7. Evidently, judges are called Elohim. But, with regard to the exposition and commanded, this alludes to idol worship. From where is this inferred? Rav Chizda Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi Chad Amar Suru Maher min Derech Asher Tzivitim Asu Lahem. V'Gomar V'Chad Amar Ashuk Ephraim Ratzutz Mishpat Ki Ho'il Halach Acharei Tzav. Rav Chizda and Rav Nachman bar Avdimi both give answers to this question. One of them says that it is inferred from the verse, they have turned aside quickly out of the way that I commanded them. They made them a molten calf. Exodus 32, verse 8. The word commanded is mentioned here in the context of idol worship, and the other one says that is inferred from the verse, Ephraim is oppressed, crushed in justice, because he willingly went after filth. Hosea 5:11. The word tzav in this context is a reference to idol worship, is the same Hebrew word used in the phrase vayitzav, and he commanded. My benayu ikivinayu goyish asover ezov lo yishtachvelo lemandam asu mishas asiyim b'chayv lemandam ki halach ad azil b'trei palachle.